Now I thought today I'd make a one pot chicken casserole. Now it's really simple to do because you just put it all in the pot, cook it up, and you've got beautifully tender piece of chicken. Now what we're going to do is to flavour it up, we're going to use honey and mustard. We're also going to include a little bit of thyme, a splash of white wine, and we're also going to put some root vegetables like carrots and parsnips. And it all comes together and it's just scrummy, so give it a go. So the first thing I want to do is just quickly go through the ingredients I'm going to use. Now I've got my chicken pieces, I've got chicken thighs, and there's the bone in, and I've taken the skin off. So what I'm going to do with those is season it, fry them up in a little bit of oil just to get a bit of colour on the outside. Then we're going to take the chicken pieces out and add in a couple of finely chopped onions, a few cloves of garlic, and a couple of sticks of celery. Chop those down. And then we can add back the chicken along with parsnips. Now with these parsnips, these are quite small, so I'm just going to peel those, probably chop them in half. If you've got the really big parsnips, like they tend to be like these days, you're going to peel them and you need to chop them up into long sticks if you like. Also, I've got some small carrots. I'm just probably going to wash those, add them in as they are. Again, if you've got big carrots, slice them down into like sticks like you would the parsnips. Helps them to cook a little bit quicker. Then I've got some fresh thyme. Now, I'm going to pick off some of the leaves and add that in, but some of them I'm just going to leave, you know, as they are, little sprigs. Just throw them in, goes really well with the chicken and the parsnips. Now at the end, I've got some fresh parsley, just going to chop the leaves up, add it in just to dress it up, a little bit of colour. Now I've also got some dry white wine here, just going to use a splash of that to give it a little bit of flavour. Honey, I'm going to use 1 tablespoon, that's the big spoon of honey, and 2 tablespoons of whole grain mustard. Vegetable stock, I've got bouillon powder, probably use about 150 to 200 millilitres of water with that. If you've got the little cubes of vegetable stock, that's fine. Salt and pepper seasoning, because you do need to season it all. And we've got some olive oil, which I'm going to use for frying up the chicken. So there's all the ingredients. And what I'm going to do is get it all washed up, prepared, go over to the hob, get on with the cooking. So I've come over to the hob. Now I've got everything washed and chopped. It's all ready to go. Keeps your life nice and simple, and it means you can really enjoy the cooking. Now I've got my stock made up there. Now what I am going to do, just while it's on camera, is just put the mustard, the whole grain mustard, and I've also got me honey. Now with the honey, I just add that in a little bit of hot water because it just makes it a bit easier to get off the spoon. That's it, that's pretty much everything anyway. So that mixture is all made up, and that is what we're going to pour all over the chicken and that. So that's ready to go. Now I've got my pan there, a casserole sort of pot, and I'm, you know, just going to take the lid off, put a little bit of oil, and we're going to start by browning the chicken. So with the pot, just going to put a bit of oil in there. You want enough to really kind of make sure you can brown this chicken off. So put a good splash. Switch that on. I'd say you probably want it on about a medium heat. Let that come up to heat, and we're going to put the chicken in there, and then I'm going to season it. Now my oil's just come up to heat, so I'm going to place my chicken in there. Now what I'd say is try and get as many as you can in there, but if you have to do it in 2 batches, so be it. There we go. Now season it, salt and pepper seasoning. Now really all you're looking to do is get a bit of colour on both sides. You're not actually looking to cook the whole thing. So just, you know, try and sort of get a beautiful colour on both sides, take it out of the pan, do the second batch, and then we can go in with the onions. Now I've been cooking that chicken, done one side. What you can do, if you find that the chicken sticks a little bit, which it does sometimes, you can always give it a little bit of a shake and it loosens it up. Lovely. Now that is really ready to pull out. I've already done the first batch, just got a light golden brown colour. You don't have to, you know, get a real dark colour, just make it slightly more appealing. I'm going to pop those out like that. And so we're not trying to cook them, we're just trying to get a little bit of colour. And at the bottom of that pan, that is all flavour. Now next of all, I'm going to go in with the onions. So keep it on a similar sort of heat, medium heat. Now I'm going to put also the celery in there as well. Just giving that a quick mix. Now at this point, I think I'm going to put the lid on. I'll say leave that for, you know, 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, just to soften down slightly, and then I'm going to add the garlic and the white wine. Now since the onions have been in there, with the lid on, cook those for about 5 minutes. I've moved them around and look at that, all that flavour at the bottom of the pan is lifting off, and oh, it smells wonderful. Now what I'm going to do next, put in the garlic. So we've had 5 minutes, put the garlic in, give it another move around. I'll say you want to just give it another minute, and then we can put the white wine in there. You can always turn the heat up at this point, because what you're looking to do is to burn off the alcohol. I didn't use that much. Burn off the alcohol and it leaves the flavour, and also it will just lift everything from the bottom of the pan. You see it all coming off? It's like a clean pan. So move that around. You can leave the lid off at this point and say turn the heat up, get it bubbling. You want to burn the alcohol off and just leave the flavour of the wine. So give that a good mix around. Lovely. Now once that has reduced right down, then we can put the chicken in there, the root vegetables, the thyme and all the rest of it, and just get it cooking. That's it. I just had to cook in with the lid off about 1, maybe 2 minutes, and you can see it's all reduced down. So let's pop back the chicken and all the juices that come out of there as well. Lovely. And then we've got this root vegetables. Just place those in. We can always give it another mix later on. And I think I'm going to put in the thyme. Now some of it I've just got sprigs of thyme, and some of it I've actually broken the leaves off. Go in with that mixture. Like that. I am giving it a little bit more seasoning, a little bit of salt and pepper, like that. Put the lid on, and I'm going to turn it down because it's bubbling away quite fiercely at the moment, so I'm going to turn it down to a fairly low simmer. So it's just sort of bubbling away very gently. Now cook time, you could do this in 30 minutes or 60 minutes or 90 minutes. Now I want my chicken really lovely and tender, so I'm going to cook mine until really it's lovely and tender. I'm going to check the chicken and it should be falling off the bone when we serve it up. So 30 minutes minimum, 60 minutes is good, 90 minutes it should be beautifully tender. Now we've been cooking for 1.5 hours and let's have a look at this chicken. Oh, look at that. That is melt in your mouth, delicious. Check the carrots out, that's all good. So I'm going to serve mine up, a little bit of parsley on top. Put some parsley, give it a bit of colour, and let's serve it up and enjoy. I've got a bit of mashed potato. I love mash, it's so, oh, lovely. Asparagus. And then of course we've got the main event, which is going to be the chicken. Now this chicken, I've been cooking it for 1.5 hours. Oh, be gentle with that. It's so soft. And get some carrots, some of the juice, And of course these parsnips, oh, that is all good. Look at that. Let's get a bit of juice. Oh, let me try that, see how it is. Grab me knife and fork. Now let's start with the chicken. It's been cooking for 1.5 hours and look how soft and tender that is. Ooh. Oh. That is beautiful. Got the parsnip, the carrot. It's all been cooking long and slow. That is so good. Well, that is wonderful. And when you got it with the mash, it's so good. Thanks for watching my videos. See you on the next one, the original Naked Chef.